You will never have children. The doctor said it so calmly, like he was just reading the weather forecast. No drama, just the sound of a life shattering. I remember the cold metal under my fingers and those damn white walls that made my head throb. I did not cry. Instead, I felt a strange, almost terrifying relief. It was over. The sentence was final. The experiments on my body were finished. In that second, I simply forgot how to breathe. Daniel was the first to notice. He squeezed my hand so hard. I felt my knuckles pop. My rock, my Daniel. For 8 years, he was the only thing holding me above the abyss. He brought me shitty clinic coffee, fed me chocolate when I could not get out of bed, and whispered, "Em, you are my world. Kids are just noise. I'll need you." And I believed him. God, I worshipped him. I was sure our love was once in a century. We were perfect, calm, real. At least, that is what I thought for 8 years. Until I made one mistake. I walked into the room we swore would stay locked forever. What I found there will make you question everything you know about the people you love. Watch this until the end, and you will understand why I no longer believe in perfect. Christmas, the scent of pine, fairy lights. I was setting the table for 2. Daniel called. Running late work. I smiled into the phone and wished him luck. By the way, do you often smile when your partner says they will be late? Write trust or check in the comments. Let us see who still has their innocence left. I needed one more box of Decker. It was in that room. We locked it 5 years ago when Hope died. I stepped inside, trying not to breathe the dust of broken dreams. A blue backpack with a dinosaur patch was sitting on the top shelf. Inside, a tablet, no password. The screensaver read, "Lucas." 1 click, and my world exploded. On the video, Daniel is sitting on a rug, laughing. A 4-year-old boy is hanging onto his neck. My Daniel. That same look, the same dimple on his cheek. "Say hi to Daddy." A woman's voice says, off camera, a warm, living voice. While I was mourning my emptiness, he was living out every first step and every first word of his son in another house with another woman. It was not a fling. It was a full, years-long, parallel universe. I heard the key turn in the lock. "Em, I am home. Merry Christmas." His voice, bright, familiar, and lying to the very last note. I walked into the hallway, hiding the tablet behind my back. He stood there in the snow, holding a box of my favorite pastries, the perfect husband. "Em, what is wrong? Doctors again?" He leaned in to kiss me, and I almost gagged from the coldness of it. We sat at the table, candles, wine, cozy vibes, a scene from a commercial. "Lucas," I said, looking him straight in the eyes. A split second, hesitation. The wine in his glass barely shivered. "Who?" He smiled, but his eyes went dead. "The boy with the dinosaur patch. Your champion, Aniel." The air turned to concrete. His mask did not just crack, it turned to dust. "You should not have gone into that room," he said. "No apologies, just annoyance. You know what the scariest part is." In that moment, I realized he did not feel guilty. If you think lying like this to save a partner is a crime, hit the like button. Let us see how many honest people are left. He's 5 years old, Em, and he is the best thing that happened to me, except for you. Those words went under my skin like red-hot needles. Except for you. How dare he put me in the same sentence as the product of his monstrous lie? Daniel suddenly raised his voice and slammed his hand on the table. Do you have any idea how hard it was for me? You were obsessed with clinics. You became a ghost. I needed somewhere to just breathe. I could not believe my ears. He was blaming me. My grief, my infertility. He used them as a license to betray me. He was breathing there, then. I'm coming back here to play the holy martyr, feeding me candy while I wanted to die from the emptiness. I did not want to lose you. He turned soft again, trying to catch my hand, but I recoiled like he was a viper. I thought this was better. You have me. I have an heir. I always came back to you. Is not that love? In that moment I realized. I was looking at a sociopath. Who is she? I asked. It does not matter, he snapped. She just gave me what you could not. But I love you. The knife went in deep. What you could not give. He hit the very wound he swore to protect forever. I stood up. My legs felt like lead, but inside, a cold, cleansing rage was boiling. I walked over to the tree, that cursed prop of our fake happiness. Under it was my gift, an expensive watch engraved with "Forever Together." I simply threw it into the fireplace. The sound of sapphire glass shattering was the only honest sound in this house. For 8 years. Leave. My voice was dry, like breaking bones. Daniel leaned back in his chair. And where am I supposed to go? It is a blizzard. It is Christmas. You are too good for that, Em. You will yell, break a plate, and we will go to sleep. Tomorrow you will realize I saved us from misery. He thought I was a broken object with nowhere to go. I opened the front door wide. The freezing wind instantly killed the scent of pine. You will not take one more breath in this house. You are crazy, he yelled, his face twisted in anger. I paid for everything while you were treating your phantom pains. You paid for the years you stole from me. Get out before I call the police and rip that mask off in front of all your holy friends. He grabbed his coat and bolted, shouting over his shoulder. You will regret this. You will be alone in an empty house. Who wants someone as empty as you? The door slammed so hard the walls shook. Empty. That word was supposed to kill me, but it became my liberation. I ripped the lights off the tree in one motion. The glass ornaments exploded at my feet like tiny bombs. I destroyed that stage set methodically and calmly. When it was over, I sat on the floor among the shards. I got my phone. I had no children, no husband, no future that I had spent years painting. But for the first time in 8 years, I had the truth. I opened my laptop and wrote, I will never have children, but today I was finally born myself. They say a woman without a child is a tree without fruit. What total bullshit. I am the soil, and I will never let anyone trample me again. Daniel thought he left me in a vacuum, but in a vacuum, you can hear your own voice the clearest. Outro. This was my day 0, the most terrifying and the happiest day of my life. Now I want to ask you, what would you choose? A sweet lie that lasts a lifetime, or a freezing, burning truth like this? Write truth or lie in the comments. Subscribe if you're also picking yourself up from the shards right now. We will walk this path together.